with the radio check, is the feedback from the pilot to the ATC in this instance as to the serviceability of the transmission test that the ATC is doing with the pilot. For example, Alpha Bravo Charlie Tower, how do you read me? Tower Alpha Bravo Charlie, reading you 5 by 5. This would be incorrect. In terms of the transmission reply on a serviceability test, the correct way to do this would be to comply with the radio strength table from strength 1 to strength 5. And in this instance, the pilot would read back to the ATC the following. Alpha Bravo Charlie, reading you strength 5. Okay, so it's strength 5, strength 4, strength 3, strength 2, or strength 1. This is the application of the International Radio Strength Table, not making up a term which may be misunderstood by the receiving party. Okay? Then the last one for today's podcast is the term transmitting blind. Now, transmitting blind is used by a pilot when they have what's called a suspected radio failure on frequency, and they are trying to inform other traffic that may possibly hear them that they are transmitting blind. The incorrect use of this transmission in uncontrolled airspace when your radio is serviceable is by making a broadcast on frequency and starting your transmission as follows. Traffic on 122.4 Alpha Bravo Charlie, broadcasting blind, and then they go on to give the position report and information. In this instance, the pilot is saying broadcasting blind or transmitting blind because they are trying to use this transmission relative to uncontrolled airspace. They wouldn't use it in controlled airspace, but because they're in uncontrolled airspace, they believe that the transmission falls within that parameter. So just to recap, the term broadcast blind or transmitting blind is specific to pilot taxiing on the ground or whilst in flight when they have a suspected radio failure. All right, that concludes the 10 radio broadcasts lost in translation for this podcast. We hope that these terminologies make sense to you, that you see the difference between correct and incorrect application on frequency. And for all of you out there looking to get involved in the fascinating world of aviation, remember that safety on the airwaves means safety in flight. Thanks for joining me on this podcast and look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.